to have amongst us His Grace Srikanth Krishnadas Prabhuji. He is connected to ISKCON Temple Chowpatty. He holds a M.Tech from the prestigious institution of Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He is a very good preacher, a teacher, and presently conducting Bhakti Shastri courses in Telugu and English. He is one of the regular speaker delivering lectures on Bhagavatam in ISKCON Chowpatty. He is connected to Krishna conscious from around 2006 and joined the ashram as Brahmachari from 2010. He's a very, I'm his student doing Bhakti Shastri course under him, and he is a very good teacher, understands the requirement of students very well. He encourages the debates and discussions among the students so that we can understand the concept very well. Today is going to speak on the topic Holyname, Mahima, and benefits of chanting. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Although not so much qualified, but you have spoken many kind words to encourage me. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Budale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tenamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarini. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for all the assembled devotees. I can see Rajendra Prabhu, Baladevananda Prabhuji, and Srikanth Bhatt Prabhu and Param Dayalu Prabhu. All four of them attend my Bhakti Shastri classes. Yesterday only I met Rajendra Prabhu and Baladevananda Prabhu in the oral exam. So these devotees from the Goa, very, very sincere, all of them, Param Dayalu Prabhu, Srikanth Bhatt Prabhu, Baladevananda Prabhuji, and Rajendra Prabhu, and very sincerely, almost 100% attendance they have in the exams, in the classes, and all exams, weekly test, everything they attend, and they do the oral exams, everything very nicely. I am very happy with the Goa community of the, because by seeing four of them, I can imagine the remaining devotees also, the kind of sincerity they have exhibited. I can see here Aditi Mataji, Alpana, Bhargav Prabhu, Gokula Girija Mataji, Jitendra Naik Prabhu, Prashant Pai Prabhu, Snehal Kelkar Mataji, Shyama Sridhar Prabhu, Vasanti Mataji, and Vasudev Prabhu. Grateful to all of you for joining today evening. So we'll discuss little bit about the holy name. Actually, I feel very embarrassed when someone asks me to speak about the holy name. I feel very, it is very embarrassing to speak because I myself is struggling to chant the holy name most of the time, very mechanically completing my 16 rounds somehow or other. And so how can I guide others in such situation? It appears when someone tells me, then I feel very embarrassed to speak about the holy name because I myself don't have the any relationship as such. But I felt okay just by speaking about the holy name. While hearing, we may not be very attentive, at least while speaking, I will be more attentive because I am conscious that others are listening to me. So by that conscious effort of glorifying the holy name, I may also try to develop little more attentive while chanting. So for that purpose, I agree to speak a little bit whatever I heard from my superiors. None of this is my realization, or may not. I am not even practicing also many of this, but I am speaking this to myself so that I can practice them. So we have attended one japa retreat conducted by our brahmachari ashram. This is at Mafatulal Bangla, Pune. So there, at the end of the japa retreat, they have given us some small pocket size cards. It is like our ATM card. On that ATM card, kind of the same size and same thickness, they have printed these three things: who is holy name, or what is holy name, and why to chant the holy name, and how to chant the holy name. So I thought, as a basic, we will go through these things. What is the holy name is given here. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddho Nityamukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. Wherever this is there, this kind of single quote, it means the A is there, which we don't pronounce it, but it is present there. So this is Abhinnatvam. Binna means different. Abhinna means non-different. Nama means the holy name, and Namino means the person to whom we are referring with that Nama. So the holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions like the Chintamani, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete, Purna, and it is the form of all transcendental mellows. It is not a material name under any condition, and it is no less powerful than Krishna himself. Since Krishna's name is not contaminated by the material qualities, there is no question of its being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. So the last line of the translation and the last line of the sloka are same. Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. Name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. So Srila Prabhupada often gives the example. If I am thirsty, if I just chant water, 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 my thirst is not going to be quenched. For that, I need to actually drink water, a glass of water, then only I feel my thirst gets quenched. Similarly, but it is not the case with the holy name, because Krishna and his name are non-different. So when we chant his holy name, actually Krishna dances on the tongue of the chanter. We are chanting, Krishna personally dances on the uh, tongue of that person. So can we imagine if Krishna personally present? So when there is a deity, in front of deity, we are very respectful. Okay, Krishna is there. When darshan is open, we don't speak much in front of the deity. We are very attentive not to shout at someone, or we speak very gently because the deity is present. So similar is the holy name also. When we are chanting the Krishna's holy name, Krishna is personally present. Abhinnatvan Nama Namino. So we need to be very, very respectful while chanting. we should not be look while chanting. We should not very distractively see, okay, what is the time, the mala is not getting completed, in a disgustful way. If we that kind of disrespectful attitude is not very good. Okay, it is almost 8:30, yeah, mark, chanting is not completing. That kind of mood is not good, because Krishna is personally present, and if we are feeling in a dealing in a disrespectful way, that is not good. Then why to chant? We had seen what is the holy name. Holy name is non-different from the Supreme Lord. Then why to chant the holy name? So that is there. It is mentioned. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam. Kalo Nasteva, 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 Gatir Anyata. So in this age of Kali, there is no other means Nasteva, no other means Nasteva for self-realization. Then chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name of Lord Hari, Harer Nama. So in that way, because this is the for this age, this is the only means of deliberation. Uh, for other ages, there may be other paths which are favorable for that particular atmosphere, like deity worship, doing the huge sacrifices, or meditation. But for Kali Yuga, this is the only means of to get the self-realization and God realization. So that's why we need to chant. Why to chant? Because this is the only way of liberation, or this is the only way of developing Krishna prema in this age. There is no other way. So that's why there is no compromise in this particular. There are some services. Our senior devotees, they told us three kinds of services are there, which you are asked to do, which you have to do, and which you like to do. So there are some services which we are asked to do, and some are which we have to do, and some which we like to do. So in my case, I am asked to do to become secretary for the management team here in the temple. So I take whenever the members of the management body uh, they conduct meetings, I take the minutes, I and I convert the minutes into action points, circulate them. So or I will take care of some senior brahmacharis here. So these are the services which I was asked to do. And there are some services which we have to do. We have to do is the one of the thing is the chanting. Chanting whether we have to do. There is no compromise only in that, but or hearing or reading Prabhupada books. In this situation, there should not be any compromise for this kind of thing. Just like one devotee, Prabhupada asked the devotee, why are you not chanting 16 rounds? The devotee told, but Prabhupada, I have 20 hours of service every day. Only 4 hours I am getting to sleep. So Prabhupada told, you chant 2 hours and sleep 2 hours. So even that 4 hours also, you reduce your sleep then to only 2 hours, but chant the 2 hours, because this chanting, there should not be any compromise, because we have to do this. And there are some services which we like to do. Some may like kirtan, some may like preaching, some may like cooking, which no one is asking, but a person himself has the inclination, so he will do that. So we are asked to do, we like to do, and we have to do. So the chanting is one of the service which we have to do, because many of the devotees sometimes they compromised on the chanting, thinking that, for example, there is a pandal program in Bombay. To some of the Prabhupada disciples, they thought that, okay, we will make this pandal program very successful. For that, they need to work very hard. So they thought that so many things we need to look after. It is not possible to chant. So only 10-15 days we'll compromise on our chanting. After that, we will make sure we will chant. So they did not chant, but they spent their whole time to make sure that Pandal program becomes huge success. And it was huge success. Many people got connected from that Pandal program. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj, many got connected. But though some of the organizers who compromised on chanting, they themselves actually left the movement. So that's why there are certain things which we have to do, certain services. This chanting is one such service which we should not compromise at all. And how to chant, it is mentioned, Trunadapi Sunechena, Tarorivasa Hisnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So one should think himself lower than the grass and who is more tolerant than a tree. So tree doesn't complain and the grass doesn't expect any respect. Grass is lying down in the street. No one is caring only. Still, it happily living in its position. Similarly, more tolerant than a tree. One may throw a stone at the tree, but the tree returns only a fruit. It doesn't object. Why are you hitting me? So, in such situation, and not expecting personal honor, but giving the respect to others, such a situation, one can actually chant the holy name of the Lord always. So, these are the some things. We'll say some practical tips for the how to chant. Before that, I'll just want to quick recap. What is the holy name? Can someone tell what did we say for what is the holy name? Yeah, Baladevananda Prabhuji.
So holy name is not different from Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, holy name is non-different from Krishna. We had seen that Abhinnatva Nama Naminam. Okay. Then why to chant someone else other than Baladevananda?
Hare Nama Kevam Kalo Nasteva 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 Gachan.
Yeah,
There
because
is no
that is
other way.
because there is no other way. That's why we need to chant the holy name. So there
I
are
have unmuted to all. They can unmute. They can answer.
okay.
They not required raise the hand also.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. No, there are some practical tips how to chant. So our devotees, senior devotees, they mentioned 3P formula. That is position, posture, posture and position same, pronunciation and prayer. Posture, pronunciation and prayer. So posture means generally we see the in the in Bhagavad Gita also we had discussed how the Ashtanga yogi sits, the back erect and the body, neck and head they should be in the straight line. So sometimes we feel that it is very painful. Actually, that is the most comfortable position as per the yoga teachers. In other positions, we can't sit for long time. That is the only position in which a person can comfortably sit for even for long time. So that is the position and similarly pronunciation and the position sometime as less movement as possible in the outside body. So at least Ashtanga Yogi, he sits like that only. He doesn't move at all. One of the word also comes there. Achalam, I think. He should not move at all. In chanting, we move, but the one senior devotee is telling as less as possible movement. That is better. and especially the face expressions and all, because sometimes we may be while chanting we may keep face expressions very differently because we want to control the mind and hear the holy name. In that process our face expression changes so much. If some newcomer comes he may feel bewildered, okay, what is happening here? I thought these people are meditating but they appear very miserable, something like that, that kind of thing they may get. So he was telling that like the ducks, if we see the ducks in a lake, so it appears that they are moving effortlessly, very smoothly moving, because we feel that there is no endeavor only, how nicely they are moving. But beneath the water, below the water, if we see the, they are very quickly moving the legs very fast. That is how, that we can't see outside. Outside we only see the smooth movement of the duck. So he is telling our chanting also should be like that, externally smoothly going, but the struggle is going inside. Inside, which is not visible outside, like the duck moving the legs very fast. Inside, the struggle is going. Bring back the mind, trying to focus on the holy name, try to hear, try to visualize the holy name. The struggle is going inside. So yeah, struggle should go inside. And pronunciation. So chanting the holy name with the full pronunciation without swallowing few words. Sometimes Hare Hare, that we swallow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama. One Hare we eat. So without eating any mantra, chanting the full mantra, then in a prayerful mood, one should chant. And one of the best time to chant is the morning time. So one devotee was mentioning he lives in a Sayan area, and he comes to do the dressing of the Salagram deity in our altar, Janardhanji. So he is telling he comes by his own car. Early morning from his home to temple it takes 13 minutes, 1-3, very far. But because there is no traffic, 13 minutes he can reach. But at the after doing his dressing and attending Bhagavatam class, when he leaves back at around 9:30, it will take him to go back his home 90 minutes. So yeah, while coming 13 minutes, return journey 90 minutes because the traffic is there. So similarly, early morning, the traffic in our mind is very, very less. So that is the time actually the chanting can go very easily. As the day progresses, our services or duties, office duties, or if you are student, college duties, so many things they keep coming. It is difficult to focus on the holy name. So these are the few thoughts on what is the holy name, why to chant, and how to chant. Now we will see one devotee, Balram Shakti Prabhu. He has mentioned a few things on the Sikshastakam first verse. So these are the some of his thoughts which I kept in the PPT. We will see the that particular aspect. For example, if there is a girl, Sarita, she is from South India, and there is a boy from Goa, and Sarita married to Ramesh, and previously they don't know each other because this is the arranged marriage. Can you guess what are the various obstacles that Sarita may face for developing a good relationship with the Ramesh? So you can unmute and you keep telling some of the things which you feel.
One is the likes and dislikes of other person.
What means? What do you mean by this?
Means amongst each other. Suppose for Sarita, the husband, what is his likes and dislikes, they will not be knowing it.
Okay, she doesn't know the likes and dislikes of the husband.
Yeah, the spouse.
Yes, Rajendra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
That is a language problem also there, and
Okay.
also language problem.
I would say the communication problem.
Culture also Prabhuji.
Yeah.
South Indian culture and Goa culture.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else which can become obstacle for their meditation?
The habits, Prabhuji. Some Prabhuji may like to get up early in the morning, or Mataji may like to get up early in the morning. That habits, and for example, somebody the food habits also.
Acceptance, whether both
What, Prabhu? I can't hear it. Srikanth, but Prabhu, I will mute. So much background noise. Okay, yeah.
okay. What I was saying is the acceptance. Many a times the groom should be able to accept the bride, or the bride should be able to accept the groom, because nobody knows what is there in their mind. Since this is an arranged marriage, it becomes very difficult to understand each other in the beginning.
Okay. I think it is it different from the first point? She doesn't know the likes and dislikes of the other person. Maybe okay, they can't understand each other. Okay.
It's attitude also, Bri. Attitude.
Attitude of
Both of them, whether they can be adjustable to each other or they adamant.
Then communication problem.
Yeah,
Communication.
okay, that is covered here. Language.
Responses towards the situations.
Can you please repeat, Gokula Girija Mataji?
Responses towards the situations or any problem.
Okay, response towards the situations. Okay. Anything else?
One of them may be from a joint family and one of them may be from a nuclear family. Then it becomes difficult to adjust.
Okay.
I think that is covered on the culture.
Yeah, cultural difference. Okay, these are the various things as per you which may become obstacle for Sarita to develop relationship towards the Ramesh. Okay. She doesn't, they can't understand each other, likes and dislikes. Her habits may become the problem. Her attitude or response towards a particular situation. Okay. Here are a few things which our Balram Shakti Prabhu has given. She is not able to forget her previous paramour. Okay. Previously, she was in relationship before marriage. She was in relationship with another boy. Now marriage happened. Still, she is not able to forget the previous paramour, and she is too irritated, like touch me not kind of person. So even then the husband also, although husband is ready to accept, because he is too irritated, it is difficult for him to develop a relationship with her. And Sarita is not having the quality of service attitude to husband. So this is kind of our Prabhuji mentioned, Baldevanand Prabhuji. The attitude, they may be adamant, they may not be having the service attitude. If she is not having that kind of service attitude, she can't develop that relationship with the husband. And Sarita doesn't know much about Ramesh. This also our Srikanth but Prabhu mentioned. They don't know the Rajendra Prabhu also mentioned. They don't know each other. They can't understand the likes and dislikes of each other. And she is not able to derive happiness in the relationship. Then also they can't develop that relationship. And she is deriving happiness only for some time, and again no happiness, happiness, no happiness, happiness, no happiness. It is unpredictable when happiness will come. And the last is selfish. So these are the 7 things that become an obstacle for Sarita to develop a relationship with her husband. So the Sarita is the sadhaka, you and me, and Ramesh is the Supreme Lord Krishna. So for us to develop relationship with the Supreme Lord, also the same obstacles. These are the 7 obstacles that a wife faces to develop a relationship with the husband. The same obstacles even a sadhaka faces to develop relationship with the Lord. So Sarita is not able to forget her previous paramour. Similarly, sadhaka is attached to the material desires. Previously, he is having so many habits. Maybe this comes into the habits. One of you mentioned the habits also become a problem. So similarly, she is having some habit of relation with other boy, and she is not able to forget. Similarly, sadhaka is also before started this relationship with the Lord, he might have few habits which will become an obstacle now. Just as, for example, various levels of degrees. Just recently, we took few people from our village to Yatra, because that Yatra doesn't have any qualification. Only thing is they need to chant during Yatra 8 rounds. Anyone can come. Many of the new people came. They chanted also 8 rounds during Yatra. But in the Yatra, they did not get idli dosa as breakfast. So after 1 week, when they went to Vijayawada, so the first thing they did is they went to a hotel, and the amount of dosas they used to eat on normal days, they had double the amount, because they are missing it so much for 1 week. I was surprised. How come they are? Because they are my cousins only. I was surprised. How come they are so much attracted to the? Then I thought, if I am not in association, my situation also might be also similar only. I may be also acted in the similar way. And some may be finding difficult to give up onion garlic. Someone may be finding difficult to give up meat. Some is difficult to give up the TV serials. Some may be finding difficult to give up the movies, or some may be addicted to pornography. In that way, various levels of material desires, attachment to the material desires, that also become an obstacle for the sadhaka to develop a relationship with the Supreme Lord. And she is too irritated. Similarly, sadhaka is also too irritated because of miseries. This adhyatmika, adi daivika, adi bhautika, so many miseries are there. And she doesn't have the quality of service attitude to husband. Similarly, sadhaka doesn't have the service attitude towards the Supreme Lord. That become an obstacle for him to develop a relationship with the Lord. And she doesn't know much about Ramesh. Similarly, sadhaka also doesn't know much information about the Lord. He doesn't have much knowledge. that become an obstacle. And she is not able to derive happiness in the relationship. Similarly, sadhaka is not able to derive pleasure in the relationship. Okay, I am chanting and all, but not much happiness. So that become an obstacle to develop relationship. Similarly, Sarita is able to derive some happiness, but again, sometimes no happiness. Similarly, sadhaka also sometimes he goes to yatra, some happiness. Later, he goes on a company trip. Then it is he is alone, not able to chant. Also, very difficult, no pleasure, unpredictable. Similarly, last is Sarita is selfish. Similarly, sadhaka is selfish. So these are the 7 obstacles for us to develop a relationship with the Lord. That is the attachment to the material desires, previous material desires, whatever the habits that we have, and also too much irritated because of the miseries. Corona is coming, so many boss is pressurizing, so feeling too much irritated and not having the service attitude, and also not knowing much about the Lord and not able to derive pleasure in the bhakti process, even if derive only for some time. And similarly, selfish. These are the so these 7 obstacles can be overcome by chanting the holy name of the Lord. That's why we hear 99% of advancement depends on the chanting. Why? Because the chanting actually removes all these 7 obstacles. We can see just in the Sixastakam prayer 1 itself shows that the Sankirtan, the chanting of the holy name will remove all the 7 obstacles. We will see that now. Can someone recite this verse? Who will volunteer? Yeah, Gokula Girija Mataji.
చేతోదర్పణమార్జనం భవమహాదావాగ్ని నిర్వాపణం శ్రేయకైరవ చంద్రికా వితరణం విద్యా వధూ జీవనం ఆనందాంబుధగర్దనం ప్రతిపదం పూర్ణామృత స్వాదనం సర్వాత్మ స్నపనం పరం విజయతే శ్రీకృష్ణ సంకీర్తనం. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభు.
Thank you, Gokula Girija Mataji.
నేనే చదివాను.
Yeah.
అదే
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It encourages the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Now here we can see the obstacle and the solution. So we had discussed, just as a wife have 7 obstacles to develop a relationship with husband. Similarly, the sadhaka also has 7 obstacles which hinders his advancement in the relationship with the Lord. So because of these 7 obstacles, he is not able to develop relationship with the Lord. But this chanting of the holy name actually removes all the 7 obstacles. We can see sadhaka is attached to the material desires, as we had seen. He may be attracted to the previous bad habits. But this verse is telling Cheto Darpana Marjanam. The holy name cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated. Cheta is this heart is like a mirror. Darpana, Marjanam, it cleanses everything. The Sri Krishna Sankirtana actually removes this obstacle. Second is sadhaka is irritated because of miseries. So many miseries are coming. So the second solution given is Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvarpanam. This extinguishes the fire of conditional life. Miseries are removed. So even at the sadhaka stage, it is mentioned in the sadhana bhakti, there are 2 things that happens, kleshagni and subhada. So even someone is doing the sadhana, the miseries that he undergoes are actually very, very far less. We may feel that I am cutting the alus to make some sabji and offer to the Lord. Suddenly my finger is cut. Oh Lord, why are you cutting? Because I am actually offering for you. Actually, if we see, our hand is supposed to get cut, but Krishna gives he minimizes that karma and giving only a tiny bit. And even such measures, he gives the capacity to handle them. So in that way, the klesha agni, the extinguishes the fire of miseries are removed. Then sadhaka doesn't have service attitude to Lord. So there it comes, Sreya Kvairo Chandrika Vitarana. He develops good qualities like moon rays. So he develops the service attitude by chanting the holy name. And one of the thing is, he doesn't have much knowledge about the Lord. Just as the wife, she doesn't understand the likes and dislikes of the husband. Similarly, he doesn't understand no knowledge about the Lord. That's why it is mentioned Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. So this gives the all transcendental knowledge. And sadhaka is not able to derive pleasure in the relationship. That's why he want to go back. Okay, I am not finding. But this chanting, it gives the Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanam. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss. And he may derive some pleasure sometime and not other time. Unpredictable. But the chanting, what it makes sure, Pratipadam Purnamruta Swadanam. It enables us to fully taste the nectar. And the sadhaka itself is Sarvatma Snapanam, completely washes the traces of selfishness. So in this way, this one particular sloka, which is glorifying the chanting the holy name of the Lord, actually removes the 7 obstacles that are there between the sadhaka and the Lord to form that relationship. So they remove all these obstacles and make sure that he can establish the relationship with the Supreme Lord. So Ramdayal Prabhu, this is still 8 o'clock, na?
Okay, Prabhu, you can continue 10 minutes. Prabhu.
Yeah, I will just quickly go. We will not go through the slokas. We'll just see just these 7 qualities. There are some slokas are quoted. I will share the PPT. You can go through that slokas. So the quality 1, Cheto Darpana Marjana. It cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated. We can see in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Pravishta Karnarandrena, the ears holes. Swanam Bhava Saroruham. Dunoti. Dunoti means even in Hindi, same thing. Dunoti. Samalam Krishna. All the contamination is removed. Salilasya Yadasyarat. A person may be struggling with addiction to pornography or TV serials or meat or so many other things. But the moment he is chanting, actually the previous attraction to all these material desires, they will be gradually removed. We can see all those who are chanting, they can actually realize in their life the change they can see. Then Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvarpanam. It extinguishes the fire of conditional life. If someone it comes in the Dhruv Maharaj prayer. Yenanja Solbana Muruvesanam Bhavabdev. So it is all like which is filled with waves of blazing fire-like dangers. So all those things are removed by doing the Bhakti Muhu Pravata. Then what happens? Dautatma Purusha Krishna Padamulam Namunchati Mukta Sarva Pariklesha Pantaswa Saranam Yata. So just as when such a purification happens, he tells you, I will never leave Krishna's lotus feet. Padamulam Namunchati. Just as a person who is after long journey in the train, finally if he reaches from Mayapur, he is traveling to reach Goa. Finally, after reaching Goa, he feels so satisfied. Finally I came. So like that, this person also, after the heart is purified and when these kleshas are removed, he feels, I will not leave Krishna's lotus feet anymore. Then we have seen he doesn't have service attitude, so that becomes an obstacle. But by doing this chanting, he develops all good qualities. Isyasti Bhaktir Bhagavata Kinchana, Sarvai Gunai, Tatra Samasrite, all the Sura means demigods. Whatever the qualities Devatas have, by doing Bhakti, all the develop. By doing the chanting, all those qualities develop in the sadhaka. Then Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. So it gives the knowledge. Even by just by chanting also one gets the knowledge. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chaya Dahaitukam. By doing bhakti, Vairagya detachment comes, also Jnana knowledge comes. Then Anandambude Vardharam. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss. So he is not deriving pleasure, so he doesn't want to continue that relationship. But the chanting actually gives the ocean of transcendental bliss. So it comes in the Dhruva Maharaj prayers. Yani Vruti Tanuvrutam Tavapata Padma Dhyanat Bhavat Janakata Sravane Navasu Sa Brahmani. So even the Brahmananda he doesn't want. He derives so much pleasure. He feels that what this Brahmananda is nothing. The merging with the Supreme Lord, that is nothing but the Brahmananda itself is so much. The highest pleasure in the material world is sex life, but in front of Brahmananda it is nothing but. Even that Brahmananda is nothing in front of the pleasure derived from this bhakti or chanting. So another sloka is given. Then Pratipadam Purnamruta Swadana enables us fully taste the nectar. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one comes to the stage of love of Godhead. Then the devotee is fixed in his vow as an eternal servant of the Lord, and he gradually becomes very much attached to a particular name and form of the Supreme Lord. As his heart melts with ecstatic love, he laughs very loudly or cries or shouts. Of course, we cannot imitate all this. These all will come automatically at the bhava platform. Then it removes the traces of selfishness. So for such a devotee, even if Salokya, Sarsti, Samipya, Sarupya, all these kinds of muktis are given, he will not take if there is no seva there. If someone tells, come to Vaikuntha, okay, do I have seva there? No, you don't have any. You can just enjoy there in the Vaikuntha planets. He tells, I will not take, because there is no zero selfishness. If your devotee doesn't accept any kind of liberation, Salokya, Sarsti, Samipya, Sarupya, or Ekatva, even though they are offered by the Supreme Lord. Okay, we had seen what is the holy name, Abhinatva Namanamini. There is no difference between Krishna's name and Krishna himself. Then why to chant? Because that is the only mean of liberation. Hare Ram Eva Kevalam. How to chant in a humble mood, Trunadapi Sunichena. Then this process of bhakti is not something mechanical. It is actually developing relationship with the Lord. Just as wife develops relationship with the husband, wife may have 7 obstacles. Similarly, sadhaka has 7 obstacles. But the Sikshastakam Sloka 1 tells the chanting will remove all the 7 obstacles. So this chanting is very, very important. We'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Dandavat Guruji. Very kind of you. You explained the holy name very, very clearly. It has helped us to stand with focus, Guruji. What you have given, many tips, actually, valuable tips. You are struggling for our chanting. It is really very, very helpful, Guruji. Thank you very much for sparing such a wonderful presentation, Guruji.
Thank you, Baldevanand Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Very wonderful lecture. I have one doubt, Prabhuji. You
Yes,
said one should be still and in one position only. But some of us, we have a habit of moving around when chanting because not to fall asleep. Is it permitted? Because you said the position, not to move.
Yeah, actually, His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu he mentioned sitting and chanting is a mode of goodness, while walking is kind of little bit in Rajogud. But that is also okay, because otherwise if we are sitting and sleeping, then it is actually, it comes in some of chanting. So better is get up and walk, and when the sleep goes, again come back and sit and chant. So better is sitting and chanting, but walking is better than the sitting and sleep.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Param Dayal Prabhu.
One doubt, Prabhuji.
Ah.
While chanting, we are doing one name of Rama is extra, Prabhuji. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Sometimes.
Okay, okay.
Is it?
You are doing now?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Myself, I am doing sometimes.
Okay, okay. One Rama extra.
Extra.
Okay, okay.
So that is not correct now, Prabhuji.
I feel like that because it is mentioned we should not eat any word in the Mahamantra. Maybe similar thing also applicable. I feel adding one name also maybe. Anyone heard this doubt in your any of the classes that you heard? Personally, I feel that we need to chant the mantra as it is, which is given in the scripture. Yeah.
That's why, but now what I'm doing, I also experienced this kind of problem. I was used to keep Hare. I'm keeping that full mantra in front of me, very big letter written. I'm just reading and in front of you, focusing and while chanting, I'm using it so that I don't add, I don't subtract like that.
Yeah, yeah, that is actually very good visualization in front of us, going through that. Very nice.
You can chant with Prabhupada, this thing also, presentation also, Prabhuji.
Okay, we'll stop here. Param Dayal Prabhu.
Ask Prabhuji, devotees maybe some